My name's Shane Walsh. I'm a recipient for the 2023 South High Marathon Dance. This is my wife, Stacy Walsh. She's a teacher in the school district at the rural elementary school. And these three are triplets, Hannah, Andrew, and Lucas, who are currently at the middle school, Oliver Winch Middle School. Well, 2 years ago, I was re-diagnosed with AML, but it was a different form. It's a carcinoma, which is growths on your organs instead of originally the AML that I had 20 years before, which is it's in your bone marrow. And we found out through some x-rays that I was asked to get done by my local physician. And immediately when we realized what was going on, we kind of raced out to Boston because those are the people that we dealt with before, and that's what kind of started this whole thing. I told my wife before that, you know, the first time we did it, we were really thankful to be, you know, considered recipients, and you know, it was very helpful to us. And, you know, I know at some point it came up that some people had become, like multiple times had become recipients. And I remember telling her after the first time, I said, well, I don't know if I would ever reapply for it again. But, you know, more and more while we've been struggling with this particular season.
Well, and your cancer came back after the transplant. So he had a second transplant 15 months ago now. At the 1 year post-transplant in September of 2022, we found out that it didn't work. So that's when we were like, oh. And then we had a few people say to us, would you consider being nominated again? And we never thought that we'd have to, to be honest. So we said, yeah. So, I mean, he's been out of work for over 2.5 years now. So, which has stunk, and we weren't expecting to have all the expenses going back and forth to Boston during the transplant. After you have a transplant, you're there a lot. So initially you're there every other week after a transplant. Once you go home, then you're there once a month, then you're there every 6 weeks, and then you increase to 8 weeks over the course of a whole year. So we've been in Boston a lot. The kids spent their 12th birthday in Boston. We were there over the summer. And we were there for almost a month straight.
Very surprised, but at the same time, obviously very thankful, very grateful. You know, I told my wife, I said, if this works out, we're selected a second time. I said, it's really me, in my mind, it's really me trying to help provide for my family, you know, so that my wife, you know, who's primarily the only one working right now, doesn't have so much of the burden on her financially. This is like an incredible event. Obviously, we've been involved with it for...
I've always volunteered, so I've been teaching for over 17 years, so.
So, I mean, over 17 years, even, I think, before we had kids. Mm-hmm. My wife's been involved, you know, volunteered at the tables, and, you know, we've obviously, you know,
room assignments.
donated money through, you know, silent auction, or, you know, maybe getting a haircut or something. So it's just something that's, you know, almost kind of been in our blood since we've moved to South Glens Falls. It's a big deal, and, you know, we're glad to be a part of it.
We're truly just like blessed and thankful.
Go Bulldogs!